1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. And that is set up. Perfect. All right. Howdy. Have you ever been lying awake, trying to fall asleep in the middle of the night, and you just can't? Well, you're not alone, because according to sleephealth.org, 1 in 3 adults, roughly 84 million people, cannot get the recommended of uninterrupted sleep at night. Now, why do I say that? Well, I'm here today to persuade y'all, my audience, about simple and easy ways to better your sleep at night. And what I mean by that is a lot of these tips I'm going to present today are sometimes overlooked, but could be very critical to your sleep routine. Within my presentation, the simple solutions that can better your sleep. Going on, I love caffeine, and I bet some of y'all do too. But more importantly, what is caffeine? Well, caffeine is a stimulant that blocks sleep-inducing chemicals in the brain. Why do I mention that? Well, even if you do manage to fall asleep in some situations, let's say you get a soda at 8 p.m. at night. Well, soda has caffeine in it, so take about 6 hours after that, 8 p.m., say about, 2 a.m., I know math, your caffeine is still in your system when you're asleep, which will ruin your sleep cycle, okay? Going on, studies have shown that avoiding caffeine at least 6 hours prior to bedtime could improve sleep quality, but is recommended, but could be even more than that. Moving on, let's talk about light exposure. Now, light exposure is important to a nightly routine. Why I say that is because when it comes to nighttime, light exposure could help your natural circadian rhythm. What I mean by that is the blue light from a phone or a screen could delay the melatonin process. We see this according to Harvard Health Publishing, as Harvard researchers and their colleagues conducted an experiment comparing the effects of 6.5 hours of exposure to blue light to exposure and the green light for comparable brightnesses. The blue light suppressed melatonin for about twice as long as the green light shifted the circadian rhythms by twice as much. Now, how can we go upon this? Blue light glasses are very, very important to blocking these lights coming in and disrupting that cycle, which you can see here. They could be tinted or they could be just a natural glasses, more clear color. Lastly, natural light in the morning helps a lot. What I mean by that is when the sun comes up and the shine comes into the room and it comes on you, then it suppresses the melatonin release within your brain. But if you have some blinds that completely blocks any light from coming in, the light doesn't come in and suppresses that melatonin release within your brain, so you wake up kind of foggy. Moving on, we have mouth tape. It might seem a little weird, but don't knock it till you try it. Mouth taping at night can improve breathing and sleep quality. What I mean by that? Well, it's linked to the results of snoring, poor oxygen levels, and waking up feeling tired, even with a long night of sleep. But let's talk about a little more. Snoring. When it comes to snoring, you might cough up, you might hear a little when you're snoring. Well, that's interrupting your REM cycle. What do you know about REM, rapid eye movement? Well, it's pretty critical to your sleep cycle and really getting a good night's rest. Now, mouth taping encourages that nasal breathing, which humans should do. And also, according to Physiological Society, mouth breathers and nasal breathers appear to differ in craniofacial shape. Moving on, what can we grab from all this information? Now, it has helped me, and I'm here to persuade y'all, but not to force it on y'all. So it's ultimately up to you if you take on this information. And yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Do you use any of these tips in your daily routine?
Great question. I do, and that's why I present it on to y'all, these tips, because it has helped me.